Hello, friends. Welcome back to Pollywog's Place. Before we get started, we have a surprise. We've added a brand new type of animal to our homestead this week. They're small, productive, and have been on our wish list for a while. Do you think you know what they are? Leave your guess in the comments, and I'll reveal the answer later on in the video. So let's jump into today's chores. One thing about having animals is that the work never really stops. Today's focus was giving everyone a fresh, clean space. That means cleaning out pens, scrubbing waters, emptying and refilling feeders, and making sure everyone has clean food and fresh water. It isn't the most glamorous part of the homesteading, but it's one of the most important. Clean housing helps keep everyone healthier, reduces odors, and makes it easier to spot any problems before they become big ones. And we did find a small problem that could have been bad had we not caught it early. One project I've been wanting to tackle was to upgrade the automatic watering system. When I first installed it, I used nipple waterers. They worked pretty well, but over time I realized they're not the best fit for our setup here. Some of the birds figured them out immediately, while others seemed to struggle with them. So today we're swapping those nipple waterers out for drinking cups. The cups should be easier for everyone to use, help keep water available throughout the day, and hopefully make life a little easier for both the birds and us. Sometimes the smallest improvements end up making the biggest difference in daily chores. Before we reveal our newest animals, let's do a quick check on those worm bins. Overall, they're looking really good. The worms are active, the bedding still has good moisture, and everything seems to be breaking down, just like it should. The one thing we did find that could have been a bad problem was ants moving in around the bins. Ants usually show up when they find an easy food source or dry areas, so we wanted to take care of the problem before they became a bigger issue. We treated the ground around the bins with some diatomaceous earth and a small amount of ant granules to help keep the ants away while leaving the worm bins undisturbed. Hopefully that takes care of the problem, but we'll be keeping an eye on things over the next few weeks. Other than the ants, the worm bins are doing really well, and it's always exciting to see healthy worms turning kitchen scraps into rich compost for the garden. So now that we've checked on the worms, it's time to answer that question that we had a little bit earlier. If you guessed quail, you were right. We've added a small covey to the homestead, and we're really excited to learn more about raising them. They're incredibly compact, mature quickly, and can provide a surprising number of eggs for their size. It'll definitely be a learning experience, but we're looking forward to sharing the journey with you. Now that the chores are wrapped up, let's head out to the garden. July is definitely one of the toughest months to garden in, but there are still plenty of plants that absolutely love the heat. The real stars of our garden right now are the rosellas, the pigeon peas, moringa, chaya, loofah, the long beans, cassava, and sweet potatoes. There's a couple more that I probably have forgot to mention, but those are the main ones. These crops don't seem to mind the hot temperatures nearly as much as some of the spring vegetables. Our collards are also still hanging in there, which has been a pleasant surprise. They're producing despite the heat, and I'll happily take every harvest they give us. Our bananas are also looking really promising this year. Hopefully we'll have some beautiful bunches developing before too long. It's always exciting watching the plants get a little bigger every week. Even though some of the beds are winding down, that's part of the gardening cycle. Over the next few weeks, we'll start clearing out the spent plants, adding compost where it's needed, and getting everything ready for our fall garden. Before we know it, it'll be time to plant the cooler weather crops again. And that's one of the favorite things about gardening, because there's always another season to plan for. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with us and helping us tackle today's chores. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you guessed the quail correctly before the reveal. And if you've raised quail before, I'd love to hear your best tips for beginners. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone else who loves gardening and homesteading. So as always, may your roots grow deep and your spirit stay nourished. God bless. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next video.